After studying this module, you shall be able to know the concept of pricing and the importance of pricing, identify the objectives of pricing, learn the factors that affect pricing decision, understand the importance of pricing in services, identify the legal aspect of pricing. Introduction of this chapter. The product offer includes the physical product and the other attributes such as product benefits, delivery, credit, after-sale services, packaging, branding, advertising, sales, promotion, etc. Customer gets these values in exchange of price that covers these costs. Price thus can be defined as money value of a product or service is expected to provide customer satisfaction. Price is an important element of marketing mix. It is the only element that generates revenue, whereas the other elements like product, place, promotion contribute to cost. Price is most flexible element in relation to other elements of marketing mix. It is a difficult task for a marketing manager to determine the price of a new product. If he sets the price low, it would lead to huge loss, and a high price may turn the firm out of the market. It may decide to charge the price as much as he can get. The price change can be initiated to follow the competition. These approaches of setting the price may not ensure the long-run survival of the firm. The most innovative and successful pricing could be that which sells a product while achieving its overall objective. For example, optimum or maximum pricing that optimizes the relation between price and other elements of marketing mix called internal environment, and competition and legal regulation called external environment. We shall discuss the pricing policies and strategies in the next chapter. Nature of pricing and pricing objectives. About nature of pricing, price is the amount of money charged for a product or a service. For example, we pay consultation fee to a consultant, price to buy medicines, rent for house, repair charges to car repairman. Price can be defined narrowly as the amount of money charged for a product or service, and broadly as a sum of values that customer exchange for the benefits of having and using the product or service. Money is the amount which customer pays to the seller for a product. When a customer buys a product, he may buy certain services also along with it. More services he avails, the more price he would pay. Thus, the price to be paid by customers for the same physical product would vary depending upon the number of services they buy. The seller may charge one single price for the product bundled with services, or he may price these services separately. Thus, price is defined as the amount of money charged by a seller to the buyer for a product and its accompanying services. Pricing and marketing mix. Marketing mix represents blending of four elements, namely product, price, place and promotion. These four elements are closely interrelated and helps meeting the different requirements of different types of customers. Price is dynamically associated with the other elements of marketing mix. For example, pricing depends upon its features, branding and packaging. A product can fetch a relatively high price if it entails a high quality and accompanied with increased services and spends more on its promotion and distribution. Price is the only marketing mix element that produces revenue. All other elements represent cost. It is also the most flexible amongst product, place, promotion, as it can be changed quickly in consequence. It is one of the difficult tasks for the marketing manager to determine the price. The marketers need to be aware of committing mistakes of charging too low a price to get sales and ignoring customer value. Only when a buyer and a seller agree on a price, that exchange of goods and services will lead to transfer of ownership. In a competitive environment where price is determined by demand and supply forces, the market price so determined acts as a basis for fixing the price of a product or service by the seller. Price mix refers to certain decisions relating to unit cost of the product, pricing policies and strategies, discounts, rebates and levels of margins, terms of delivery and payments and credit policy. These decisions are affected by various factors. For example, demand and cost of the product, buying capacity of a buyer, actual and potential competition, and government regulation. Pricing decision of a firm, for example, charging too high a price or charging too low, can affect the firm's competitive position, its share in the market, its revenue and profits. Price generates revenue and helps in determining the possible production levels and estimated profits at various levels of production. Profit is equal to revenue minus cost. Prices are also important to the customer and to the society at large. To the customer, it helps in determining the purchasing power and the standard of living. Charging different prices for different products helps them in taking buying decisions and learning different want-satisfying behavior. In a free enterprise system of economy, prices help in regulating the production and in effective allocation of resources. Objectives of pricing. The primary objective of pricing should be to enable a firm to achieve its overall goal of survival. And to be more specific, a firm's pricing objective relates to maximize current profits, return on investment, exploit competitive position, gain market share, achieve product quality leadership and price stability. About survival, it means choose low prices to cover variable and some fixed cost to stay in business. Current profit maximization. It involves select the price that produces the maximum current profit, cash flow or return on investment. Market share. It includes choose as low as possible prices to become the market share leader. Meet or prevent competition involves charge below cost pricing to prevent new firms to enter the market. This pricing is generally followed while introducing a new product, but it is not feasible for a firm to charge less than the cost of a product for a long-term period. Product quality leadership includes select high prices to cover higher quality. Price stability. It requires selecting follow the leader pricing in oligopolistic situation where there are only a few sellers and each seller will try to maintain stability in his pricing. As no firm is willing to engage in price war, so they even forego maximizing profits in times of prosperity. In order to achieve, they sometimes follow the policy of resale price maintenance by their dealers. Factors involved in pricing decisions. Factors to consider in pricing decisions of a firm can be grouped into two categories. First, internal factors and second, external factors. Internal factors include the following. First, marketing objectives means marketing positioning which influences the pricing strategy. Other pricing objectives include survival, current profit maximization, market share leadership, product quality leadership. Marketing mix strategies include pricing must be carefully coordinated with the other marketing mix elements. Target costing is often used to support product positioning strategies based on price. Non-price positioning can also be used. The terms like target costing and marketing mix and many more other terms which will be used in the text will be explained little later. Costs, types of cost includes variable cost, fixed cost and total cost. How costs vary at different production levels will also influence price setting. Experience or learning curve also affects price. Organizational considerations include who sets the price. In small firm, CEO or top management. In case of large firm, divisional or product line managers. Price negotiations is common in industrial settings where pricing departments may be created. External factors include the following: nature of market and demand, types of market which are pure competition, monopolistic competition, oligopolistic competition, pure monopoly, customer perceptions of price and value, and then price demand relationship and demand curve also affect price, and price elasticity of demand. Competitors' cost, prices and offers includes competitors' cost, prices and possible reactions. Pricing strategy influences the nature of competition. Low price, low margin strategies inhibit competition. High price, high margin strategies attract competition. Benchmarking costs against the competition is recommended. Other environmental factors include economic conditions, affect production cost, affect customer perception of price and value. Reseller reactions to prices must be considered. Government may restrict or limit pricing options, and social considerations may be taken into account. Now, I explain to you the important terms which have been used in the previous section. For example, marketing mix. Pricing must be coordinated with other marketing mix elements like product designed quality, distribution strategy, promotional programs, and other non-price variables. Target cost, which are essential costs that must be met along with the consideration of customer value. It is a short-term consideration. In the long run, the total cost should be covered. Total cost includes fixed cost plus variable cost at a given level of production. Fixed costs are the costs that do not vary with production or sales level. For example, rent, interest, manager salaries, etc. Variable costs are the costs that vary with the level of production. For example, packaging, raw materials, labor's daily wages, etc. Average cost is the cost associated with the given level of output. It is calculated in this very manner. We divide total cost by the total output. Cost is a function of production experience. Experience or learning curve occurs when average cost falls as production increases because fixed costs are spread over more units. Price negotiation, the final price is settled through bargaining between seller and buyer. The market factor affects pricing in the following manner. For example, in case of pure competition, which is a market structure characterized by many buyers and sellers who have little effect on the price because sellers are trading in a uniform product such as wheat, financial products, etc. Monopolistic competition, Under this market structure, there are many buyers and sellers trading over a range of prices because sellers can differentiate their offers to buyers. Oligopolistic competition. It is a market consisting of a few sellers, each sensitive to others' pricing or marketing strategies. The product can be uniform, for example, steel, or non-uniform like cars and computers. If one seller reduces the price, say by 20%, the buyers will immediately switch to him. The other seller would then need to reduce their prices in response. Pure monopoly. It consists of single seller. The seller can be government monopoly or private monopoly, or can be called in terms of regulated or non-regulated monopoly. Pricing is set differently in each case. In case of regulated monopoly, government permits the firm to set a price that is yielding a fair return. In case of non-regulated monopoly, they set their own price. It can be a low price to penetrate the market faster, a price that does not invite any competition or government regulation. Customers' perception of value. Understanding how much value customers place on the benefits they receive from the product and setting a price that captures that value. It is known as value-based pricing, where customers' perception of value, not the cost, is used as key to pricing. Price is considered before the marketing program is formulated. Customers' perception of value determine the upper limit for prices and cost determine the lower limit. Demand curve exhibits the number of units the customers will buy at different prices in a given period. Normally, demand and prices are inversely related, barring prestige products, for which customers perceive higher prices for higher quality. Price, which is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in prices, is the price elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand illustrates the response of demand to a change in price. Elastic demand occurs when demand changes greatly for a small change in price, and inelastic demand occurs when demand rarely changes with small change in price. Price competition. In price competition, products are regularly offered at low prices and a few services may be provided. It is often found in the retail sector. Pricing in services. For service firms, the pricing issue is complex because of the following reasons. First, services are intangibles. Therefore, services cannot be controlled as a product could be. Service is an experience gained or performance felt. Depends on the people who are involved in providing the service. For example, beauty salon customer experience would be the result of one's interaction with the provider, anxiety, stress level, atmosphere, other customer behavior, etc. As a result, service output level cannot be quantified. Secondly, services lack the form attributes, unlike products. Therefore, output levels cannot be determined and controlled. Thirdly, service uniqueness or non-standardization interferes with the customer's development price reference points. Reference price refers the price customer opines about a product or a service. For customers, assessing the price of services is difficult, and for marketers, setting the price becomes the cumbersome task. Question is how service pricing is done. The answer to this question lies in the following context. For example, the marketers would need to consider the non-monetary cost like time, psychological comfort, social esteem, etc. that motivates a customer to pay more prices for a service. The marketers would also need to consider the service diversity. Unlike goods which have a specific price tag, services are highly different and therefore each service is priced in specific. Services prices are named differently. For example, fare for transport, rent for property and premium for insurance, salary for employed and fees for consultancy. Other considerations include customer knowledge of what is to be purchased, their ability to compare the alternatives and their ability to estimate the price. Since services are intangible, customers usually undertake price as a sign of quality. High price services are perceived to be of superior quality and low price services tend to be of lower quality. Many services firms like hotels, healthcare centers, educational institutes, etc. use this insight of customers to develop the price in such a manner that communicates the right image to the customers. Price then assumes the role of a tangible clue and shapes the customer expectations accordingly. For services which are mechanized like ATM, vending machines, diagnostic centers, etc., prices would fall in the narrow range, reflecting high price competition as compared to non-mechanized services. If the marketers aim at offering each service in a unique customized manner, pricing would not be simple. For example, choices available for conducting an event at a hotel may include party time like morning, day, evening and night, number of people, people mix like children, women, men and age profile, main course like Indian, continental, etc. and drink like alcoholic or non-alcoholic, etc. These possible choices would affect the price to be charged for the event. In the present scenario, where customers' affordability rate is good, time savers and with the wide availability and good usage of advanced technology, they do not bother paying a high price for timely, fresh and home delivery. But customers' sensitivity of non-monetary cost may vary. Some customers are ready to pay more for comfort and convenience, and others come to know about these costs when services are actually used. Therefore, at least in the beginning, price cannot be used as a decision-making factor for purchase or sale. Marketers' experience with service customers may suggest that customers pay more attention to the benefits received in comparison to the price paid. Customer perception of value, which is the difference between benefits received and cost incurred, helps them in buying a service. To the service customers, value may mean low price, some benefit in the form of additional feature or advantage, quality, for example, a decent stay with good food service but at a particular price, etc. With the prior knowledge of customer concept of value, value drivers, customer sensitivity to value drivers, marketers can devise certain appropriate marketing strategies. For example, the value maximization strategy, which would invite any of the following combination: increasing the benefit alone, reducing the cost alone, increasing the benefit and reducing the cost both, lowering the benefit less than the reduction in cost. The most common pricing approaches for services are competition oriented and market based. Cost plus pricing rarely finds its place in pricing the services except those that require work on project basis. Cost of project is estimated and then a markup is added to arrive at a price. This pricing is internally driven. When services work in close proximity to each other, it follows competition oriented pricing. This pricing is externally driven towards competitors. Market based pricing considers customer side. Customer perception of value is used to determine the price. The nature of these pricing approaches has been explained in detail in the next module. In this module talks about the legal aspect in pricing. Pricing in a free market economy like India is governed by certain laws or rules established at center, state and local level. In addition, marketing firms must also consider certain broader societal pricing concerns. The most important legislations affecting pricing in India are the Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices MRTP Act 1969 and the Competition Act 2002. The objective of MRTP Act is to curb the monopolies and restrictive trade practices prejudicial to public interest. The Act has some flaws. For example, it does not define or mention certain offending trade practices that are restrictive in nature. Abuse of dominance, cartels, collusion and price fixing, boycotts, refusal to deal and predatory pricing are not covered under the MRTP Act. To address these issues, the Government of India drafted a new legislation which resulted in the Competition Act 2002. At present, however, the MRTP Act and Competition Act coexist. Despite the limitations in the former, as the MRTP Act has not yet been repealed. Summary: price is what the customer pays and includes total cost, production, distribution and marketing cost. Price is the exchange value of goods and services in terms of money. Price is a part of marketing mix and is viewed as the most important strategic element along with the other marketing mix elements in the marketing program of a firm. It is the only factor in marketing mix that generates revenue. The other factors incur cost. A firm creates a price structure after an extensive analysis of various internal and external factors that may affect its pricing decisions and approaches or strategies. Services are different from products and therefore pricing of services requires a study of certain considerations including customer perception of value and non-monetary cost. Pricing involves some legality as well. Predominantly, It is Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act 1969 and Competition Act 2002 that regulate pricing in India.